Welcome back, y'all, to another video. This is Professor Vincent. Today, we're going to be talking about why you should be investing into elite trainer boxes and why it's important, what the specialty sets are really doing for the ETB price ranges, and why you should do that. Why are we getting into elite trainer boxes, and why do I see the doubles happening a lot more in these sets? So let's get into it. We go over the Excel spreadsheet for today, March 12th, 2026. Today, we're going to be talking about Scarlet Violet 151, Paldean Fates, Prismatic Evolutions, Destined Rivals, Black Bolt, White Flare, and Ascended Heroes. 151 continuing to do what it's doing. Total value has jumped up exponentially. A week ago, the total value for the set was at 1839, and now we're at 2507. So lots of movement in the cards. Very scary as a buyer, but really nice for everyone who's been holding the 151 to see the total value start growing exponentially. So I wanted to share where I get all my numbers. I use Pokédata to get all of my numbers for these. So they're basically just averages, but I do have the TCG player of the ETBs. So what do I see here that I am cautious on as an investor? So as an investor, I don't like to buy at the peaks. We really don't want to see peaks, and we're buying at those ranges. So as soon as you saw this drop here, that's when you really wanted to start buying, when you see drops. And so really want to hold on to what you have when you see these spikes like this. This is when you want to hold and wait for the new high and wait for it to settle. That's when could be a perfect time to sell or get into it. I just really don't see good advantages of buying when you see charts like this. When you see charts like this, you should be very scared as an investor, because investing on this channel, we are trying to get as many doubles as possible, right? So the whole point is to double, right? We can buy later sets in Sword and Shield and beyond, right? So say there's a $500 box. How likely is that, and how fast can that box get to 1,000, right? If you think that is a longer period of time than another product that can double faster, you should go with the faster product as an investor, right? If you're a collector and you want to have each one, that's fine. Do whatever you want, right? But this channel is based on investing. We want to double our money as fast as we can, right? We want to beat the stock market. This is the asset to do it, right? How do we do that, right? Elite trainer boxes, what I've seen in specialty sets, are what doubles the fastest off of my Excel spreadsheets that I've been making for a couple of weeks or a couple months now. But I've been doing this for about 5 years, so I have a fairly understanding of the market and where we're at. But reason why Scarlet and Violet, and why I do Scarlet and Violet mainly, is because there's a huge bull rush, and people understand and know Scarlet and Violet way better than the older sets, right? There's a lot of money that's been moving in the Scarlet Violet and Mega Evolution era, which people know these sets, right? They don't know all the older sets. They might know base set and, first edition stuff, right? But I would say most collectors and investors would know those sets because those are the first ones to come out, and most people know the first ones rather than the right after the first ones and things like that. And so the specialty sets, these are the ones that do not come with booster boxes. They only have elite trainer boxes. And in the Scarlet Violet and Mega Evolution, there is Pokemon Center ETBs. So these have additional cards in them, and they're usually worth more because they don't make as many, right? And so they correlate with each other, right? The Pokemon Center are really good, but they're normally a lot higher priced than the regular ETBs. So the reason to buy the ETBs is because these double, and what we've seen in the past is that the specialty sets, the ETBs, double a lot faster than the booster boxes and or other assets that you can put your money into. And so, with that, we want to do the specialty sets, the ones that don't have the booster boxes. Usually, right? So when Shrouded Fable came out, the reason why I'm not talking about Shrouded Fable is because it's not very high total value set, which we go off of the total values. We want to buy product off of the total values because that means people like the cards inside of them. And what I've been seeing is that Pokemon Center has been putting a really good amount of good cards in these specialty sets, which improves the total value of these, right? And with that, that means the prices are going to go up faster in the long run. So when we hold these, which is normally going to be around 2 to 3 years, you want to hold for 2 to 3 years because we want to double in that range, right? Stock market normally doubles every 7 years, right? And that's just common knowledge. I'm not trying to give you guys, I'm just giving you guys what I am doing, right? Everything I'm saying is what I'm doing, what I'm seeing. So 151 is at its all-time highs. I am not suggesting to buy this. I am not buying these because they're a huge spike. I think it's too late to get into these right now because how fast do I think this box can get to 1,200? It's a $600 ETB right now. $600. How fast is this thing going to get to 1,200? I think it's going to take a lot longer time for these 151 ETBs to get to 1,200 and double than the other ones that I'm going to show you today. And I also wanted to show you guys Paldean Fates because I'm also not buying these because they're at all-time highs. All-time highs. There was a dip. You should have bought into the dip, right? So we're not buying at all-time highs. We don't want to do that because there's going to be a drop here soon or in the future. And so we're holding off on buying these two. Great sets, great value. They've been out for 2 years already. So they're kind of at the mark for people wanting to sell, right? And so people are doing that. And it's showing because they're selling a lot faster, right? They're not printing these anymore. The prices are going up because the Pokemon Center is not making anymore, right? So Prismatic Evolutions. Prismatic Evolutions, I think, is a great buy right now because it still has another year to be printed. And I think this Prismatic Evolutions is going to correlate alongside a 151. So if 151 is at 600 ETB, I definitely think Prismatic Evolutions can hit $600 in ETB as it's already higher in total value. And with that, that means Prismatic is out of print in 1 year. So in 1 year, I'm projected to 3x my money. 1 year, we're going to 3x. That is what we want to do. If we can get things at MSRP, get deals, perfect. That's what we want to do. Prismatic Evolutions. Here is Prismatic Evolutions. So it is at all-time highs, right? But where I'm seeing the gain is the $600 box off of 151. I believe that 151 is going to be continue to do well. I think it can get to $1,000 a regular ETB. I think that is totally possible. And I hope so, because that means Prismatic Evolutions is going to do really well as well. And so that's what we want. We want to see gains in similar product, right? And the total values. People, I think, would rather have Prismatic Evolutions than 151, honestly. And so I think this ETB will eventually surpass the 151 ETB. As the total value is more, you can get God packs, you can get Demigod packs, there's Master Balls in it. The Umbreon card is like $1,200. 151 does not have a $1,200 card inside of it, right? So there's huge value in one card as well as multiple over $100 cards in Prismatic Evolutions, right? And so with that, I definitely think and see Prismatic Evolutions going past the $600 mark here in the next 2 years, right? And so that is why I think you should be. I am going to be putting money into Prismatic Evolutions, which I have for a while now since it came out, and why I'm going to continue doing it until I see it jump up again. I think it's going to start leveling out right here at around 200, as it's still in print. People can still get these, still get deals on it. I think they're going to come out with more waves, and that's how it's going to be, right? They continue to make 151 product for a long time. And so now I wanted to talk about Destin Rivals. Right? I wanted to get back at why I think Destin Rivals is going to be very tricky for me to buy, because it is a $500 booster box, right? How fast do I think the Destin Rivals booster box is going to get to 1,000, right? If I'm telling you Prismatic Evolutions is going to 3x in 1 year, very hard for me to see Destin Rivals, let alone 2xing, 3xing, right? So why, as an investor, I would rather put my money toward Prismatic Evolutions than Destin Rivals, because I'm going to see a 3x gain. Rather, it's going to be very hard to see a 3x, a $1,500 box of Destin Rivals in the next 2 years. I think that it's never been done. I think very hard to see that happening, right? And so that's why I'm doing mainly ETBs, Elite Trainer Boxes, for specialty sets, because over time, the packs do better, the sealed product does better, and that's what we're investing in. We're investing in the sealed product because it's more guaranteed and has an MSRP, and people can go off of it because they only print so much. They only print so much, right? And as more product gets ripped, there's more of the cards out, which brings the card values down, right? So the whole point is to invest into sealed product, not rip, and just hold, right? Be in good products, continuously buy over time, and continue to just cost-based average, right? We just want to just keep putting money towards it at whatever the price is, right? Obviously, we want to get deals, but I'm not putting money into Destin Rivals because I already got my booster boxes at, $173. I got my stuff at MSRP and a little bit over, like around 200 as well. And so I don't see a point right now in putting money into Destin Rivals. And so wanted to say that. Okay. So Black Bolt. Let's get to this. This has a total value higher than every other set other than the specialty sets and Evolving Skies, right? This is why we do the specialty sets, because the total value, it seems that they're putting a lot more better quality cards in the specialty sets, right? What am I seeing in Black Bolt? Black Bolt has not started to jump. It stayed around 90 and now it's starting to move now. And so what I've been doing is putting money into Black Bolt and White Flare because it's a specialty set. The sealed product does exponentially better than the mainline sets. And I think the Pokemon Center company has not printed, or they're moving over the Black Bolt and White Flare series. I think they're not making or printing as much, and they're focusing on Ascended Heroes, they're focusing on Prismatic Evolutions, they're focusing on other sets rather than Black Bolt and White Flare. And so I think there's going to be a shortage in these compared to the other sets because more people aren't seeing these, right? But what I'm seeing on this Excel spreadsheet is that the total values are a lot higher than other sets, and people are forgetting about these. And so this is a great buy. I've been buying a lot of these because of that reason. So White Flare, the exact same thing. This is it. We're leveling out. Now we're starting to move. We wanted to be in now. I would say now is the time to get Black Bolt White Flare, as I think it will eventually here soon get to a $200 box because the Pokemon Center Company is just not making these as much as the other big time sets. Right? They printed 151 for a while, which they just printed to the ground. And guess what? It's still going up. It's a specialty set. It's going to continue to do well. People really enjoy the cards. That's what we want to see. Right? White Flare, Black Bolt, same thing. Specialty set. We want to get into it. And now has been the time. Now has been the time. I wanted to end this off with talking about Ascended Heroes. Ascended Heroes. Let's go to the cards here. Look at these. The first row, $1,000, $600, $500, $500, $330. Huge, huge numbers. That's what we want to see. And guess what? 110. So to come back, full circle here, we want doubles as fast as possible. I don't see Ascended Heroes moving down a lot. I don't see it moving too much farther, right? It is $100 in ETB. Has a total value higher than Prismatic Evolutions, 151. This is going to be a crazy set. Whether you like Ascended Heroes or not, this is the set that there's going to be a lot of investment plays in right now because how fast I think this box can double and get to 200 faster than the 151 can get to 1200 from 600, right? So this is a better play for me because of the price, right? Great set, cheaper price, gonna double faster. And that's the whole game. That is the whole game. We are wanting to double our money as fast as possible, right? And correlating the numbers with the total values and seeing where the gains are going to be, right? How fast do you see things doubling, right? If you see something that is you think is gonna double faster from an investment standpoint, you should do that. You should do what is gonna double the fastest and what you think is gonna do better, right? And that's all you have to do. That's all you have to do. Just hold, watch your doubles. When you get to that point where you want to start selling, sell parts of it, hold for long term on certain things. For what, like 151, for example. I've got my 151. I have sold some 151 because I want to get in more Ascended Heroes. Because now I'm starting to see, I think Ascended Heroes is a better play because it's going to double faster than the 151 is. And so that is what my game, that is what I'm doing. And thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a like and comment and subscribe if you're not already. Don't take care.